All throughout February, people are recognizing American Heart Month. Heart disease kills more people worldwide than all forms of cancer combined.
And for one woman from Bentonville, this month hits close to home for her. 5 News reporter Morgan Wrigley sat down with a survivor of heart failure who hopes her story might help save someone else's life.
You know, if I had listed all the things that I was afraid of in my life, heart disease wouldn't have been on the list at all.
A little more than 8 years ago, Lori Wood got news she never expected.
I was just not feeling well. I was kind of feeling tired and sluggish. I went to see my primary care doctor, and he listened to my heart with a stethoscope, and he said, if we're lucky, it's pneumonia. And I remember thinking, I thought that was like worst case scenario.
The diagnosis, end-stage heart failure, with her heart functioning at only 6%. After care in the ICU and at Cleveland Clinic, Wood survived, but her life was forever changed.
I'm just on a lot of medication, a lot of lifestyle adjustments, and trying to do everything the doctors say. But the reality is that heart failure is a chronic progressive disease, and it only goes in one direction. So even though you can have blips up, in general it only goes down.
With no known risk factors and no family history of heart disease, it's a situation she never thought she would be in.
I've always had low blood pressure and low cholesterol, and I've always been really healthy. I've never been in the hospital, never been on any medication.
But looking back, Wood says she feels there were warning signs she ignored.
I just didn't see them as heart related. I knew they were happening to me, but I sort of made an excuse, or I thought they were something else.
Frequent shortness of breath, a constant dry cough, and an inability to exercise or do anything that required physical exertion.
The symptoms that are so scary are those little tiny ones that seem so insignificant by themselves, but when you take them all together, they become something huge.
After her diagnosis, Wood trained with Mayo Clinic to become a community educator for the organization Women Heart, and she also wrote a book about her experience called Divine Detour, all with the goal of educating others about warning signs of heart failure and hopes her story might help others have an earlier diagnosis.
If you have something, go ahead and ask it, because the worst thing is to have this question unasked and to have it end up being something very serious later on.
And a better outcome.
The only way we can prevent that is to be aware.
In Bentonville, covering news where you live, Morgan Wrigley, 5 News.
Right on.